Dear students, welcome to the new session on network analysis. In this session, we are going to discuss some theoretical aspects concerned with the network analysis. So theoretical aspects such as the difference between PERT and CPM, the benefits of this PERT and CPM, their limitations and applications. So let us see what are the major difference between PERT and CPM. Before going to discuss about this, one thing I would like to tell you that the PERT and CPM, which are the widely used techniques of operations research for network analysis in project management. These PERT and CPM, these two terms have become the synonym for network analysis in project management. Here, let us see what are the major difference between these two techniques. So, as we know that the PERT means project evaluation and review technique, whereas CPM is critical path method. The meaning of this PERT is a project management technique used to manage uncertain activities of a project, whereas the CPM, it is a statistical technique of a project management that manages well-defined activities of a project. So this PERT, it is concerned with it is applicable for the managing the projects which involve the uncertainties during their execution. But here the CPM, it is the technique which is used for the projects where all the activities of the project are well defined. And in case of PERT, this is a technique of planning and controlling of the time. The PERT is used for planning the project, and during the execution, the controlling of the time of each activity is done with the help of this PERT, whereas the CPM, along with the controlling of the time of execution of the individual activity as well as the entire project, it also controls the cost. So that is in the cost analysis of the network analysis in project management, the CPM technique is used. So there is a one bit based on this cost analysis in this chapter. We'll discuss it later on. Then the PERT is event oriented, whereas the CPM is activity oriented. The PERT considers two happenings, that is a start event and end event of any activity. But the CPM, it only concentrates on the execution of the activity. And the development of this PERT or the evolution of this PERT has been due to the research and development project. This was first used, that PERT technique was developed for the research and development projects, because this research and development projects, they are done in the trial basis, and many number of trials and many number of researches will be taken place to conclude at a final solution. So during the different trials, all the possible uncertainties were considered. So that is why the PERT has become the best technique for the research and development type of projects, whereas the CPM is evolved as a construction project. So during the construction work, or during the construction type of projects, the CPM was used as a technique. And as far as model is concerned, the PERT is a probabilistic model, whereas the CPM is deterministic model. The probabilistic model means what? All the uncertainties are considered by using the PERT. So that is why it is a probabilistic model. But in CPM, well-defined activities are considered during the execution of the project. So that is why it is a deterministic model. The PERT focuses only on the timing, whereas only on the time, sorry, whereas CPM focuses both time as well as the cost. Then the estimates of the time for the PERT are 3, whereas for the CPM it is only 1. So these three estimates of the time estimates of the PERT means they are optimistic time, pessimistic time, and most likely time. The optimistic time means what? The time element which assumes that everything will be executed very smoothly and in a well-defined manner. There is no any odds or any adverses happen during the execution of the project. So the time element allotted based on this assumption is called as the optimistic time. Then the pessimistic time, another time element is the pessimistic time. The pessimistic time is reverse to this optimistic time, which assumes that all the possible odds, all the possible adverses, all the possible hurdles are going to be arrive during the execution of any project, and based on that it allots the time for the individual activity. So the pessimistic time element is the largest time element among the three, and one more, that is a that is most likely time element. That most likely time element, it is the average time element, or by considering the data based on the previous projects, the time element is fixed, so that is called as the most likely time. So most likely time means what? It is the time based on the average, it is almost the average time element, which considers both optimistic as well as a pessimistic. And whereas in case of CPM, as we know that the one time estimate is used, which is called as the expected time. This expected time, or the one time estimate which is considered in the CPM, it is based on the well-defined execution. So means strictly there is no any, it considers that there is no any odds or there is no any adverses going to arrive or going to be encountered during the execution of the activity. So it will consider only the systematic execution of the activity. So that is why the one time estimate is considered in case of CPM. Then, so other differences between PERT and CPM is management, which is unpredictable activities for the PERT, and here the predictable or definite activities will be considered in the CPM. Then the nature of job is non-repetitive nature for the PERT activities, PERT technique uses. And here, the repetitive nature projects will be use the CPM technique. So this is non-repetitive nature means job type of products or the job type of the plans that projects will be considered here, because every time the same type of project will not be taken up. The every time a new unique project will be taken, and planning, controlling and scheduling, everything will be unique, will be different. So that is why non-repetitive nature of projects are taken, which will that non-repetitive nature projects use the PERT technique. Here repetitive natured projects will use the CPM, because the repetitive means what? Already it is the project, the activities of the project, their execution, the things which are going to be happen during the execution, everything is were well defined. So that is why they are non-repetitive in natured projects are using the CPM technique. Then the critical and non-critical activities are no differentiation in case of PERT. The CPM differentiates the critical and non-critical activities. So this difference will explain while solving the problems. Then the last one is the suitability of this PERT and CPM. As we know that PERT, it is evolved due to the research and development of the development projects. So in R&D, this PERT is more suitable. And non-research projects like civil construction, shipbuilding, and other activities, erection of the industries, all in such kind of activities, the CPM technique is used. So these are the some of the differences between the PERT and CPM. Then let us see the benefits of PERT and CPM. The PERT and CPM, these are useful at many stages of project management. So as we know that planning, scheduling, execution, these are the three important parts of any project management. So in all, for planning, for scheduling, as well as for the execution and controlling of the project, individual activities of the project, this PERT and CPM will become beneficial, or they will become helpful. And since they are mathematically very simple, it doesn't include any complicated mathematics. So it is very easy to develop, easy to uh, prepare, easy to document, and easy to analyze. That is why this is a more widely used technique of operation research. Then it also provides the project documentation. The documentation regarding the planning, scheduling, and controlling will be provided by the PERT and CPM. And this is useful in monitoring the costs. During the cost analysis, in order to make most efficient utilization of the resources, the PERT and CPM techniques will become helpful. These are the some of the benefits of PERT and CPM. And again, there are the some limitations of PERT and CPM are there. One is clearly defined independent and stable activities. This PERT and CPM, these techniques can only be applicable for the activities which are very clear in their nature, and they are independent and stable. There should not be any volatility. There should not be any changes or the flexibility in the activities are entertained in the PERT and CPM technique. Then this is a specified precedence relationship among the different activities must be there. Then only this PERT and CPM techniques can be used. Then it overemphasis on the critical paths. This PERT and CPM techniques, they consider, they focus more than the required on the critical path. They somehow they neglect the non-critical activities. That is one of the drawbacks related to this PERT and CPM. Then the applications of these PERT and CPM include the construction of a dam or a canal system in a region, then construction of building or highway maintenance or overhauling of airplanes or oil refineries. Then in the space flights, the for controlling of the cost of a project, then designing a prototype of a machine, then development of supersonic planes. So means you just see these all applications. The most of the applications are non-repetitive type and they are unique in their nature. So it means the PERT and CPM, they are mostly widely used for planning, scheduling, and controlling the activities uh, which include which are in a larger size and include number of activities. So these are the some of the applications of PERT and CPM. In the next session, we'll discuss about, we'll start with solving the problems by drawing the network diagram based on the given list of activities. Then we'll find the critical path. And then we'll try to find the slack surplus in the of the project. Okay, thank you.